What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. So I thought this morning would be fitting to talk about one of the most challenging but fulfilling times in my life, for real. I often talk about how grad school was probably the most challenging time in my life. Writing 25 to 50 page papers on the regular, like for every class. Every class had a 25 to 50 page papers I was writing in grad school, doing all that research, staying up all night, sitting in libraries, trying to, just research all different type of theories and find all different type of journal articles to get information from or whatever. Like, but nothing compares to being a work from home dad. Like, no lie, especially when you have a small child. For those who don't know, I had a small boy, right? I have a small boy. I had a small boy back in October. And so he is 11 months now. But I've been a work from home dad with him since he was 3 months old. His mother had to return to work. I work from home. So it's just been me and him. And then of course my daughter comes, every other week with me as well. Right? So y'all, when I'm telling you, this has been like, it's been challenging but fulfilling because every day I get to see my boy grow. I get to develop a special bond with him because normally I'm the first face he sees in the morning when he wakes up. So when that happens, a son develops a close bond with his father, a child in general. But my child is a son, is a boy. So we have developed a very close bond with each other from that because I'm the first face he sees. He looks to me. He's looking for me in the morning when he get up and all that type of stuff. So it's a really beautiful thing. However, the job that I work, y'all, I don't work a cookie cutter job by any stretch of the imagination. My job deals with a lot of analytical work. It's a lot of typing. It's a lot of just as critical thinking, a lot, right? And so when you work a job like that and you have a very small child that you have to tend to, it makes things very challenging, man. You have to take care of a baby. A baby has needs. That baby needs to be it needs to be was consoled when it's crying. That baby needs to be fed. You know what I'm saying? Now he knows how to hold his bottle, but it was a time period where he couldn't really hold the bottle like that. So I had to hold his bottle for him. I had to, of course, when he could have been constipated, having to make sure he get his bowels moving, having to feed him, take time out the day to feed him, take time out the day to probably try to rock him to sleep, so on and so forth. Like, man, that has been super, super challenging for me, right? At first, I was going to my grandmother's house every day, but my son didn't take to my grandmother at all, right? Still has trouble taking to him, and my mother has been a huge help for me. My mother, watching my son for me, like while I work, has been a huge help. But there's been times where she has other things she has to attend to. A lot of other things. She's, has a lot of different responsibilities, different affairs she has to get in order. And then with COVID, my mom and my sister and them caught COVID. And in that time period, it was just me watching him. Right? It was times when she had to get things done and contribute to other things, do other things. I had to just watch him by myself. And I was like, wow, this ain't no joke, for real. His walker, his swing, his he just got a high. My mom just brought his high chair over here, but his walker, his swing, you know what I mean. His music videos that he likes to listen, like listening to little music, cartoons, TV. That's been my best friend during this time period, y'all. Like, man, it was just like trying to even find a routine and get my son on a routine so that I can find time to get my work done throughout the times where he's napping, where he's drinking a bottle. Now that he can hold a bottle on his own, But before then, I had to just hold a bottle for him, right? Trying to figure out how to get things done throughout the day because my responsibilities at work does not stop only because I'm a father, right? Now, the job can be empathetic, but at the same time, I have a job that I signed up to do, and I have to complete it. Period. So, man, like I'm telling you, it was challenging trying to figure out how to complete certain tasks in certain time frames with my son who needs my attention. It was like, oh my God, like let me put him in the walker, let me put him in the swing. You know what I'm saying? Right now he's asleep in his crib. But it was just like, man, okay, let me try to put him to sleep. And there was times where when I put him to sleep on me and I laid him down, he would wake right back up, y'all. Wake right back up. I'm like, oh my God, like come on, boy. my boy, I'm looking like, man, baby boy, work with me, work with me, work with me. And it was times where I'm telling y'all, like, I even went through a period where, and a lot of people don't even know this. My mom and them don't even know this. They gonna know it now. But it was a time where I got in trouble at work because I wasn't meeting certain metrics or getting certain things done the way I normally would. Right? And I'm telling them I got a son, I'm trying to figure this out. But they like, listen, you gotta get what you gotta get done. I'm like, damn. And it was just like, it was a real frantic time for me because I was trying to figure out the best way I could be the best father I could be, but at the same time, do my due diligence at work so I can keep bringing in money to keep a roof over our head and keep everything all sane within the household, right? Now, my lady, his mother, she was doing her thing or whatever. When she came home, she would help me and come home and resume responsibilities. But during that time period when she was gone, I had to figure a lot of stuff out. If my mom couldn't come, if my mom came, I was always here a lot, but like, I always been here for me, help me, but like, it was times when she couldn't be here. So I had to just figure it out as best as I could. It was times where I had to just have him in the walker and he might whine a little bit, but I had to just like, okay, you're going to be okay. Telling my boy, like, you're going to be okay. I'm going to get you in a minute, and had to just hone in and get things done. I didn't feel comfortable sending him to childcare at that age. He was too small. Even now, it's kind of like, I'm going to do that in a minute, probably later on. And childcare is extremely expensive. So it's just not an easy thing. And of course, I know I made my child. I'm responsible for my child. It's nobody's responsibility but me and his mom or whatever. But like, y'all, like I'm telling y'all, it was just like, man, I got to do this dang on report. I got to do this. I got to finish this drafting this document. And it has to be done at a certain period. And they looking for me like when it's going to get finished. And I'm looking like, man, I'm finna finish it now. And I'm looking at my boy like, please, I'm holding him up. Please cooperate with me while I try to get this done. And not to mention, man, when my daughter was here, she would come home from school, and this is before she even started going to school. When my daughter was here and she was doing virtual learning, I was having to help her with homework right after or in between the time. She had schoolwork, she had a question, the teacher wouldn't be able to get to her or whatever. She's trying to complete work throughout the day. If she got a question, even with my son holding him, I got to look at the problems and try to figure out how to, tell her how to do this, how to answer this problem, how to answer these math questions, how to do these math equations, or, math is taught a lot differently now. So they have like different steps to getting a problem. And the teacher wants them to do that exact method, how to do that exact method. Y'all, I'm holding my boy. I'm on the TV looking on YouTube trying to figure out how to do this little method to get an answer. Like, I know the answer, but the teacher wanted to be done in a certain way, in a certain method, and you got to show it on paper. I'm helping my daughter going on YouTube, typing in this little method and trying to figure out how to do the method while feeding my boy, and I got my work laptop right on the side of me. Like, y'all, that period, man, I was like, oh my God, like, this is crazy in here. It is crazy. It's crazy, man. It was time my boy was like, y'all know, kids pooping everywhere. I gotta wash them up and bathe them in between my work hours. It was a lot. It was a lot for me, man. And it was, again, that experience. I had so much help with my daughter that, and again, I was in school, I was in college and stuff like that. So I had a lot of help. And I would come home. When I left, I went away for school. So I was coming home every break to come with my daughter, see my daughter, spend time with her. Sometimes they came out there to me, so on and so forth. So it was just like I had a lot of help and a support system. I have it now, but for sure, I still have it now with my mom, for sure, all of that. But like, when you get older, man, it's your responsibility to get certain stuff done, to do certain things, to get certain things accomplished, right? So I had to figure certain things out, man. It was just like, man, it's on me to figure out how to do this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to knock something off. But yeah, it was on me to just figure things out. And I was like, man, I hope I can just accomplish everything that I'm trying to get accomplished. And I figured out a method, thankfully, to get certain things done. And it was some days when my son didn't want to corroborate. Well, I had to like, man, come on, baby boy. I got to get this. Dad got to get this done. Dad got to get this done, man. But Like I said, it's been a beautiful experience. Even with me and my daughter bonding in a different type of way, right? When you with your daughter, you teaching her. Like I'm basically, and I always got to salute teachers because their job is very difficult. But when it was when they was doing it from home, it was a whole different ball game. She has so many kids she has to tend to, has so many kids that are sorry. She has so many kids who are requiring this, that, and the third. They're requiring her attention. And, my child was one of them. So I had to like, okay, Benny, how can I, basically come in, teach my daughter what she needs to learn, and then at the same time, tend to my son, at the same time do my work that I need to get completed. Like, man, y'all, like I salute anybody that works from home with their children for sure. But like being at work from home dad, it was like, okay, my baby's got to eat. Like I'm in here trying to make something for my daughter to eat, make sure he eating, make sure I can eat at the time. I'm eating last for sure. I'm eating like I'm going hours and hours. Like it's almost like it was. Sometimes it was 3 o'clock. I hadn't eaten anything, probably like a granola bar at that. So trying to make sure I'm taking care of myself, but I put my kids before me. My kids before me any day of the week. So I'm putting my kids, of course, first. Trying to make sure they got what they need. Trying to make sure they're well taken care of or whatever. And then after that, it's like, okay, now let me see what I can do for myself. And yeah, man, it was like it was frustrating at times, y'all. Super frustrating for me because you're getting pushed and pulled in so many different directions, especially when a job is like, we need this, we need that, we need this, we need that. I'm looking like, man, hey y'all, I don't know, man. Like my boy need me. I don't have the luxury of having everybody to just come watch my son and fill in for me. I don't have the luxury to. I don't want to put him in no. He was too small for me to try to put him in a child care, and then it was just so much money, man. Like it's just like it's a lot of money to do that. A whole lot of money to do that. And I wasn't willing to just fork all of that over like that. It's like, damn. But it was just like, okay, I gotta figure this out. We gotta figure out a solution, man. We gotta figure out something. So I'm telling y'all, man, when TV, watching these little cartoon shows and he loves music, we got him a little tablet for him to play these little games on, which he's become very, very good at. Like all of that, we had to get these certain things for him to try to get throughout the day without him being so fussy. But it was times where he had an ear infection. It was times where, like, he was running a fever from teething, and I had to come and administer him medicine, to calm his fever down, to try to just soothe him. It was just like, man, I was really in here trying to be the best father that I could be while being the best worker that I could be, while at the same time trying to make sure that I don't just let myself just go completely. Like, you know what I mean? Trying to like, man, okay, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Even trying to plot out, I would wake up in the morning plotting out my day. Okay, first, let me try to do this. Let me try to do this before my son wakes up. If he wasn't up before me, I'm telling you, I would use that time to try to knock out as much work as I could if he wasn't up before me. I would get up, make me some cereal, eat my cereal while I'm doing my work, knocking out, eating a Special K or some Lucky Charms or something like that, getting my work done, and then doing my work. Eating while I'm getting my work done. And I would like, okay, please. And sometimes he would stay asleep for a while. I'm like, man, my boy really, really know I need to finish whatever I need to finish. So he'll stay asleep for a while, and the minute I hear him, I'm like, uh-oh. So I gotta get up, gotta change his pamper, so on and so forth. Man, it was just like, man, it was. I'm telling you, I'm going to have a story to tell, and I wish I would have just documented all of this, but I was just going through it so much. I didn't have time to pull out no camera for none of this. And y'all remember when it was times I told y'all, it was like back in February and all of that, months and months ago, I wasn't recording like that because my day was so filled up. I was just like, yo, I don't know if I'm going to be able to just like, I can't make videos like that consistently anymore. I had to take a break and step back because I just didn't have the time for it like that. And when I got finished with my day, I was so exhausted. All I wanted to do was watch my sports, make sure this house was in order, making sure my daughter was straight when she was here, and I would just be ready to go to sleep. That was it. I didn't really feel like making videos. I didn't feel like, talking all the time. I felt like, I don't know. I just felt like I was worn out to the max. So I just wanted to just rest when I could. And you know, when your baby is small, man, I had a small child. When your baby is small, man, you don't get no rest like you know, like I'm telling y'all, he would be waking up throughout the night. It was just like it was a challenge, man. And but I'm glad to say that I made it through that. I'm glad to know that I made it through that, and you know, I figured out that it can be done, and it made me salute every parent that's working from home, right? But being a stay-at-home father, man, it's been, like I said, it's been rewarding. It's been challenging, but it's been rewarding as well. Like me and my daughter, man, like we would be like out, even before he was born, she was doing a virtual learning. So me and her, I'm walking, taking her to go get something to eat. We'd be talking. We figuring out how to do math. I'm teaching her how to do certain equations. She's understanding. It's taking her a little time, but she's figuring it out. She's getting excited about figuring it out. Then when her brother came, when my son came, it was like, okay, baby, I'm gonna help you, but hey, dad got to do this, that, and the third. And let me tell y'all, my daughter, I love my daughter so much. She's the best big sister that I know. When I needed to finish stuff, like sometimes, and she heard him crying, she would come in and try to play with him. If she was on a break from school or, in a summer break, especially when she was on summer break, she would come in here, make him laugh, make him, try to play with him, give him his toys. She would come in and sometimes she would even try to bring him in the room with her if she could, if he wasn't fussing too much, and try to like play and joke with him and all of that. And me, I'm looking in on him, making sure they okay. I'm sitting at the couch doing my work, looking in on them, looking in the door, trying to see if they all right, man. But my thing was just trying to keep the ship afloat as best as possible, trying to keep everything afloat as best as possible, and just trying to be the best dad that I could be. It's always been my goal, man. My biggest accomplishment is just being a great dad to my children and letting them know that they're loved and that I will do anything, to make sure they're okay, to make sure they're well taken care of, to make sure that, everything is all right with them. And, but like this time period has made me have a special bond with my kids. But y'all, like I had to figure it out, and I was looking like, man, listen, I hope they don't try to get me up out of here at work. You know what I'm saying? I hope, they understand where I'm coming from, but at the same time, I know it's only so much understanding that can be done. I have to just do what I got to do and figure it out. And figure it out is what I did. But I just want to share that with you all, man, because like I was in here like, man, I'm going through it. Like, oh my God, they want this right now. He crying. What am I finna do? And then trying to figure it out. Man, I'm putting up pillows. When he couldn't hold his bottle, I'm propping up pillows to hold his bottle so the bottle can stay in his mouth, so I can finish doing what I gotta do, and the bottle can stay in his mouth, because he couldn't really hold his bottle at that point when he was that small. So I'm propping up pillows, all type of stuff, putting covers and receiving blankets under his chin to keep the bottle propped in his mouth. All of that, man. But all these different techniques I had to learn to make stuff work, man. Machiavelli Mills TV, I appreciate y'all for watching and rocking with me the long way, the extra strong way. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave comments in the comment section below. I'm out. Peace.